Welcome to another video. We're here, where it all began, where I made the original StepManiaX video in Hollywood bloody Bowl. And we didn't pay for these credits, someone left them in. The casuals that are getting milked. Anyway, I thought I'd make a little update about the SMX situation in light of the last video, and also a channel update as well. A few updates for the new year. It's New Year's Eve today, so we have some new resolutions and new things to think about and going forward with the channel. So let's get cracking. Okay, let's talk about what happened since the last video. So I went in there, we tried to play SMX. You saw the machine crapped out on us. The pad kept getting unplugged. It was a total nightmare. So I reached out to Hollywood Bowl about it, and they put me in contact with a guy called Steve Smart. It's just your average guy wearing like a Marks and Spencer's suit. You know, doesn't really care about the game or the community, just wants some cash in his company's pocket. If you don't know what Marks and Spencer's is, it's like Kohl's. You know, one of those where you buy the suit, you don't get it fitted because it's cheaper. Anyway, I said, yeah, the machine is like, you know, £1 for one song, what's going on? And he said, yeah, that's our strategy right now. And I said, oh, what about the other Hollywood Bowl locations where, you know, you get 3 songs for £1? He said, oh, well, when we find them, we're going to change them back to 1 song for £1. I'm like, okay, well, that's your strategy, good luck. But they're basically just milking casuals. But what was interesting to me, which I had no idea, I don't really have too much involvement in the dance game community, the discords, the horrible cesspits where people hang out and talk about absolute garbage. I didn't realize that if you say anything remotely negative about StepManiaX, well, you saw the video, you know, I felt like David Attenborough narrating what I was seeing. They don't like it at all. In my opinion, I've lived in America for 10 years. It felt like this leftist organization where if you say anything negative, you are the enemy, which is totally weird because how does a product improve without criticism? But it seems like, from what I've seen and a lot of people I've spoke to, if you look at any StepManiaX video on YouTube, it's like the comments have been disabled, which is a red flag already about any wanted criticism. If you say anything remotely negative, it's just like, yeah, this guy's an asshole, get rid of him. But what I also noticed was they edit their Wikipedia page and make it look like a sales pitch. If you look at the reception section, it's like anything slightly negative, they're like, oh, but the game's awesome because this person said. And I actually edited the article and put the video in as a reference from this location, and they removed it. And it's just like, what is this, North Korea, you know? It's just, there are clearly some problems with your machines. They're blaming operator error when you install a machine. They're saying, oh yeah, they just can't set it up properly. Well, Leicester, Sheffield, Glasgow, there's a lot of places that had the same problems, you know, the machine's overheating. And I think that's because they're using these really crappy Android boxes and they're getting pressed against the wall and they're overheating. And it all comes down to product testing, you know, who's actually testing these things. But I think the thing is, they're just seeing money. They're saying, oh, money. Because a lot of my friends have bought pads and some of them didn't even work out the box. And they're like, oh, can I have some help with my pad, please? And one of my friends, they said, oh yeah, you just need to like rewire the pad and replace the screws with different screws because they're the wrong screws. So good luck with that. And I'm thinking, okay, what if you sell this product to like an old lady who bought it for her grandson who's 10 years old, who's actually going to replace all these screws and wiring and things? But it's not only that, that's not one instance. I've seen people that get cabs with bent bars and all this kind of crazy stuff. You know, a lot of these things don't work out the box. And my friend told me that these pads have like a USB connection, a USB-C or something. And I'm thinking, in an arcade environment, would you really put a little crappy connector like that in there? And that seems to be why the pads are getting unplugged. But they're blaming operator error. And I'm thinking, okay, these operators run huge arcades with lots of machines. How is it they can't set up an SMX, but they can set up crane games, Daytonas, all these kinds of machines? Pinballs, which is one of the hardest things to maintain. How come they can set up all those things, but not a simple SMX cabinet? It's unreal. Anyway, yeah, the machine's still in there. They're still milking casuals. It's still £1 for one song. But the last point I wanted to talk about was the pricing. Now they say it's up to the owners about the pricing, but I've seen SMX cabinets in South America, Europe, America, lots of different places. And a lot of the time I see a DDR next to the SMX. The DDR is 3 songs for 1 credit. The SMX sitting right next to it is 1 song for 1 credit. Same with Pump It Up. I've been to locations with Pump, SMX and DDR, and they're all 3 songs for £1 or whatever the currency is. And the SMX is the only one that seems to be a rip-off. And you can't say that's up to the owner. Why is it the owner doesn't change all of them? Obviously, there's something at distribution level where an agreement is made where they're saying, oh yeah, maximize your revenue, get SMX, and your profits will rise. Because these places will not touch a dance game. They just want Crane Games, Redemption, 2Ps. You've seen it in there, it's absolute garbage. But what they do want is a return, a high revenue. And obviously something has been organized high up with the distributors, whether it's Namco, UDC, anyone like that in different countries, where this game promises some sort of return. I don't know, that's my opinion, but that's what I firmly believe. Otherwise, you wouldn't see these weird patterns with credits just with this one game. It's super weird, right? So one thing I heard from a lot of people, a few people have messaged me, is the game thrives on volunteers who don't get paid. And I guess they get a well done or a pat in the back for their work in the game. I don't know, it's just what I've heard, my opinion. Not really my opinion, it's just something I've observed. Has that experience happened with you? Do you know more about that? I don't know. But it's just a weird thing, you know. I don't get it. I can't think of any other game that has this kind of community surrounded around it that just seems really hateful towards anyone giving criticism. I mean, honestly, I like the game. I think it's cool. It seems a little worn out because we had the ITG, we had the Pump Pro, we had the Re-Rave Plus, and the SMX, and it seems like, let's play Shusha again, let's play Utopia again, you know, but like, it's okay, I'll play it, the original cabinet worked great, you know, no problem at all. But it's just when you make a video and you say something doesn't work, you get these assholes that just say, oh, well, you're a dickhead. It's like, dude, you're like working on the theme for the game. Like, why are you calling people names? Or it's just weird, man. It feels like you're back in school. I can't think of any other game that does this. But the thing is with me, if you can criticize my criticism, but I don't care what you think. You know, I'm gonna sleep at night just fine. You can try and bully other people, you can do what you want. Me, I don't care. So there you go. But no, that's enough about SMX. Let's talk about the channel. So a few channel updates. I've learnt a lot this year, actually. I've been really disappointed with people, but I've been actually surprised by others. So it sort of averages out at the end of the year. But talking about the future of the channel. So bringing it back a little bit, my time in the UK, I've been here 6 months now. I'm ready to kind of move on again and start seeing some other places, you know, live this life that we have one of, you know, make the most of it. We can't be stuck at Hollywood Bowl, you know, for the rest of your life. So really disappointed in some people. And when I had this whole ordeal with SMX, I'm in like private WhatsApp groups, Discords, and people agree, and they're like, oh, I really like your video on SMX. You know, look at the dislike ratio on a lot of the videos, you'll see a lot of people agree, but they don't want to say anything. And I think that's related to what I said before about not wanting the flack from this team that seem hell-bent on protecting the reputation of their game. Which is fine, you know. I don't mind making a video that fairly, I thought, criticized the game. But what I don't like was people saying, oh, Sean, you make a great video. You know, like, oh, Steve's smart. How about Steve fart? You know, like, it's just idiots, right? But when the same guy brings a new machine to another location, the same people saying, oh, yeah, Steve Smart's an asshole, whatever. They're saying, oh, Steve, well done, you're the best, man. I'm just thinking, like, why are you saying one thing to me and another thing to someone else? Because it just seems a bit you know, where's your integrity? Where's your pride? Where's your decency? You know, I've been honest with you guys. If I see something I don't like, I'll say it's my opinion. You can agree, you can disagree, right? But I'm not gonna say someone's an asshole and then go to them to their face and say you're the best guy ever. It's just, why would you do that, you know? And these are people I thought I was close to, but when they're kind of undermining the whole thing I'm trying to do here, which is to get this machine at a better value for the players, and you know, tell people it's shit, you know, say, oh, this is a bad idea, why are you doing this? But then they're the same people I thought were not really on my side, but in agreement with me, because they were talking negatives about those people. When they're just trying to agree with everyone, it's like, who are you, you know? You're just like a chameleon, you're trying to please everyone. But the problem is, when you try to please everyone, you please nobody, you know? That's what life is. And now I've lost a lot of respect for those people, and it's a shame. I felt like this year, talking about resolutions, coming back to the start, I feel like I'm putting effort into the wrong people, and these same kind of people are talking crap about all these arcades, like Arcade Club. Oh, nothing works in Arcade Club. But the thing is, I went to Arcade Club, you saw the video in my channel, and it was great, you know. We had 4 machines not working out of over 400. The guys were super nice. And not only that, an update about Arcade Club. Once I made that video, they made every effort to fix all the rhythm games. They brought one of my friends in to fix up the cabs. They ordered a bunch of new parts. And you know, they're really putting it up there. Like, they took the feedback seriously. Which is my next point, is when people have a problem with arcades, whether it's staff, machines, they like to complain on Discord, WhatsApp, Facebook. But not many people actually go to the owner and say, oh, hey, did you know your machines don't work well for professional players? Or did you know your credit system is a ripoff? It seems like not many people do that. And then you have this situation where the owners don't even know what's going on. So I spoke with all the owners, well, some of the owners at the Arcade Club, and they're on it, man. Hats off to them, you know, kudos. And they're really fixing up all their rhythm games, ordering new machines, new parts. So that's great. But it goes to show you that talking about resolutions, you know, the people you thought were your kind of friend or close to you, sometimes their kind of ego gets in the way. They want to be popular, they want to be famous, but really they're just kind of sad and depressed, you know. That's just reality. So yeah, disappointed in some people, but I've met a lot of cool people. We went to Boneyard in Exeter, Playback in Bristol, Arcade Club in Leeds. 3 really good arcades with really good owners, and yeah, I wish them all the success in the future. And there's some of the people that I do want to stay in contact with, and it's just the fact of life, isn't it? You know, you can't maintain links and relationships with the same people. Everyone grows, everyone evolves, and that's just life, isn't it? But yeah, disappointed, but also sort of happy and elated with other things as well. So anyway, enough waffling. To summarize, SMX, as the game stands, the original cabinet, it's a good game, play it. Just ignore the community, the people who make the game, and the credit system. If you can do that, more power to you. And yeah, Happy New Year. So New Year's Eve, New Year's Day tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Probably chill out, watch some fireworks. I hope you've enjoyed all the videos I've put on the channel this year. I've been pretty much caning it, like 1 video every day or 2. It's been really hard, but for those of you that are watching and really appreciate the videos, you know who you are. I'll try to remember to write your names below. You've commented on almost every video, so that it's really nice to see, you know. It's not easy, it takes a long time, it's a lot of effort, but I like to think I'm giving back in a positive way. And I always think I like to say what I see and be honest with you in the videos and with the people running the place as well. And yeah, that's what it is. And I'm sure Steve Smart's a nice guy, you know, he has a job to do. Okay. Anyway, take care. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the new year.